Hey, today we're going to be going over the Huntora Scout method, which is my step-by-step method that I use to do research before I launch any ad campaign. I don't know if you are currently running ads or have launched an ad campaign and it just fell flat. Well, this is the most important step to ensure that doesn't happen, right? So we have to design an ad campaign that is grounded in deep research. We got to understand our customer base, and we got to build trust to deliver the results that we're actually looking for. So this is an exact method that I used to take a brand from, they were bumping up against 10K a month, but they could never break through the ceiling. And so I did this method before we launched any new campaigns, and now we've been able to scale to $50,000 in revenue per month. And we've done so profitably the entire time, and it's been a sustainable scale for the brand, so we didn't run it into any logistic nightmares. We've kept the customers extremely happy the whole time, being able to deliver a very high level of customer service, and that was all because we planned it all out. But today I'm just going to show you the very small steps that we start with to be able to figure out what is the right ad campaigns that we should be spending our hard-earned money on. So let's get into it. All right, so before I start this, I'm leading with the presumption that you know which product you're selling, because I highly recommend that you have a hero product that is the entry point into your sales funnel for your brand. Some brands only have one product to begin with, but it can be a quantity thing, it can be size factor, but some brands sell multiple products, and we need to know which product we're doing research about. Keep that in mind for the first thing is, which product are we trying to sell? All right. Now that we know which product we're focusing on, today I'm going to be showing you for a brand that I just brought on board. It's called Wildside Dog Gear, and their main product is dog harnesses. That's what this example for you guys is going to be about, is looking at dog harness research. All right, step one, we start with our brand. We start with what we already know. And what I mean by that is we're going to look at your social media, your social content. Then we're going to go through the comments. We're looking for engagement. Then we're going to be looking at your support inbox. What kind of questions are people hitting you with before they buy, after they buy, any of that kind of stuff. We're going to compile all that. And then we're going to read your reviews, the good and the bad. And then we're also going to look at any posts you've been tagged in. Then after that, we're going to go down your competitors. I recommend having 3 to 5 of your main competitors. But here's the thing, we got to make sure they're selling the same product and they're solving the same problem. Because if they're not selling the same product and they're not solving the same problem, then it's not the same customer experience. And it's not the same rationale of why they're buying it, because they're solving a different problem. Make sure when you do your competitive research that you're finding very similar products and very similar problems that those products are solving. All right, so now that we have identified our competitors, 3 to 5 of them that are selling the same product and they're solving the same type of problem. So what are we going to look at? We're going to go read their reviews. We're going to go copy and paste all the good reviews and the bad reviews, because there's a lot of potential hidden in their review section of things that you can find differentiators and customer language and stuff like that. Then of course we're going to go review their ads. We're going to go into the Facebook ads library and check out, see what they're running, see which ads they've been running the longest, because that typically means they're the most profitable, because you don't turn off ads that are making you money. We're going to look at their tag content. Then we're going to look at their YouTube channel if they have one. We're going to search for their product on YouTube, see if people are doing affiliate deals or doing reviews and stuff like that. We'll do Reddit searches to see if they're popping up in Reddit forums. Search them on Google, see what comes up. Then we're also looking for, like I said, reviews that people have done, and online articles, write-ups about their products. So this will take a little while, but it's well worth it, because once you have all this and you document it, and what we're going to do with it later is it's going to become this massive resource that you can build off of for the next year, because once you figure out the emotional hooks and the desires of your customer base that they're tapping into, then you can now leverage that through all your ad campaigns going forward. All right, so now we're moving on to step 3 of this process. So we're going to become the shopper. We got to put ourselves in our customer shoes, and we got to take to the internet and become the research detectives of being like, I got this problem, how can I solve it? And like, you're just trying to put on that hat of being the shopper and not knowing what the right move is, right? So we're going to be searching, how can I, whatever the problem solution is, Google search terms. Should I buy whatever your product is? Should I buy a dog harness? Or should I get a dog collar? How to size a dog harness? Any of these kinds of common questions that would come up when you're looking to buy a dog harness or whatever the product is we're buying, right? Does solution help XYZ? Do dog harnesses help dogs walk on a leash more comfortably? Something like that. Just figure out what your normal solution for your product is, enter in some problems, see what comes up on Google. And then what we're looking for is brand name reviews, of course. We're still trying to build review sentiment. And we're also looking for headlines and hooks that stick out to us. Every time you see a headline, you're like, dang, that's a good headline. Copy and paste that joker into the document, because you want to keep that. You want to figure out what those angles were. Or like, especially on your big competitors, if they got a headline that's this big above the fold on their page, they must really like that headline. So you better take it down, because it might be working for them. It might be a very interesting angle to explore. So we want to just gather as much information, especially stuff that just jumps off the page at us, stuff that you think is interesting, and even if you think it's a little stupid, let's take it and put it in there and then get an understanding of why somebody is using that and spending money on it. They might know something you don't. So we got to be completely open-minded during this process of just absorbing in all the information. And then in the next step is we're going to start summarizing and pulling out sentiment. And we're also going to use some AI to help us out and speed this up. So let's jump into that. All right, so here we are at step 4. We're going to start compiling the info. So we're going to take all this research that we did and that we stuffed into our document. And now we're going to start building out a summary page. So how do we do that? We're looking for top pain points. We're looking for the key benefits. We're looking for what the common customer language is, because if you can speak your customer's language, you can more easily resonate with them, because that's how they're talking in their head. So if you can say what they're saying in their head, you're already ahead of a lot of other people. So we're going to be doing that by finding the problems and sub-problems. We're analyzing different hook angles that were being used. What are the common types of creatives that your competitors are running? And the review sentiment across like all these different brands. So we're reading in what people are praising them on and what people were hating on them about. And we're going to try to figure out how we can use any of that stuff to our advantage. So we're going to read through all that information, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to take in all this information and develop your own hypothesis and build it out yourself. But we're also going to give this information to ChatGPT, and we're going to give it some prompts, and it'll help spit out some more ideas for us. But don't do that first. Do the manual work of understanding it, especially if you're the person that's coming up with the creative strategy. So if it's your job to build this ad campaign, you have to have a deep understanding of this. And sometimes ChatGPT doesn't really capture all the sentiment that you can as an actual human being, and really understanding what this product is and what it's all about. But I'm going to give you some prompts, and let's jump into that. All right, y'all. So here's the Google Doc that I made for this research. So inside, we started with the brand for step 1, and what I did was I just went and found all their social media comments that were pertaining to the harness, and not just like something random about the brand or just something more pertaining to whatever they posted, but was relevant to the dog harness itself.
So I just went through and copy and pasted them all into here based on those criteria. Then I did the same thing for the product reviews. I just went on the website and copy and pasted all the product reviews that were talking about the harness. And I was looking for like reasons why people bought it, why people liked it, how they were using it in their lives. And I was looking for statements like that. So like here on this one, they bought the harness because, and they said, for my odd-shaped hippopotamus pit bull. So I'm like, oh, that's very unique in how they said that, and it's a reason. So like we learned that pit bulls can be shaped oddly, and they called it hippopotamus. So it's like that's really big barrel chested or something like that. And so it's things like that that just stand out that can be unique in your marketing. That's what you're looking for here, and you're just getting positives, negatives. Then for step 2, we did the competitors. So I did, I think 3 or 4 competitors. And I talked to the brand owner. She went ahead and told me like who she thought her main competitors were. So I used those. So for the review section off their website, I did a positive section. And then like I was coming through and highlighting things that I thought stood out to me. Would love if there was a version that didn't go over their head. So like that's something that would be unique that the Wildside brand can do that this brand can't do. So I was like highlighting that as like that's important. That's something we can fight against them on. And then we also did a negative section. So reviews that they were not happy with that brand about. We could find ammunition in there for other angles in our advertising. And then I went onto the Facebook ads library and I just screenshotted the ads that they're running. You can download video ads as well and put those in here if you need to. And then I did a headline section, so I was just finding quality gear for quality time. I thought that was a unique headline that stood out for them. And then I just did that for different brands. And this doc was about 20 pages long. So then I went to step 3, which is the shopping and discovery section. And for that, I was really putting myself in the mindset of a consumer. So I really searched, like, how do you pick a dog harness, what to look for in a dog harness. And I found these websites that had interviewed trainers, and I just copied and pasted the transcript of what the trainer was saying about harnesses and what the different types of harnesses, what they're used for and what they're more preferred for. And so I took that as knowledge now that I can leverage in my ad copy. And then here, so then for step 4, I did the summary section. And I got this brand overview from ChatGPT. So I just started out with the prompt of, we are expert marketers, have new client, Wildside Dog Gear. And I've been working on market research for them, and now I'm going to have you help me summarize it. So I'm using ChatGPT 4.0 or 4.0. And so what I did was I said, I break my research up into 3 parts. Part 1 is focused on the brand, and then I just copy and pasted all that information we had about the brand that we pulled, and it uploaded that into its memory bank and broke it down for us on how it sees fit. And then for the next step, I said, okay, now let's explore how our brand impacts customers' lives, find problems we solve, benefits we give, and features. And so it pulled that out. And what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to make a doc that has the outline like the research process, and then I'm going to put in a few more prompts that you can use to make your life easier. And I'll put that in the video description, and it'll be free download for you guys. So then we just kept going through it, and then I did step 2, kind of the same thing. Now we're going to go through step 2 and just copy and pasted it all into ChatGPT. And it just breaks it all down based on the different brands, which is nice. And then I did the same thing for the shopping and discovery. And then it gave me some key takeaways. And then I also fed it the features from the Wildside website itself, so it knows more about what our product is. And then that way, it just gives you better feedback here that you can put in. So after I get all that ChatGPT work done, and I've read through this, and I've done all this work manually, I have a very good understanding of everything, and I've had AI kind of help me summarize and stick it all together. I just give myself a little ads idea, because as I'm working through this, like hooks and angles and stuff are coming to my mind. So have a section in your doc where you can just quickly just slam these ideas into the document. And eventually, like, your main hook is going to come out from this, and then this is kind of what we ended up what I'm going to run to see how it goes here first. So it's like, tired of harnesses that rub, slip, and just don't fit right. That's the calling out to people in pain. Whether you have a broad-chested pit bull, a slender whippet, or a barrel-chested boxer, Wildside Dog Gear offers a secure, comfortable solution with our lockable neck buckle and our 4 adjustable points. Finally, a harness that adapts to your dog's unique shape, because your dog deserves the best. Little emotional hook. And then just some bullet points on that, and then a call to action. So that's like what I pulled out of this initially for this first start into this ad campaign. And so, like, we'll just see how it goes, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video maybe a month later to see how this brand's campaign is doing. But like I said, this doc will be free in the video description. Let me know in the comments if you found this helpful, and if you would want me to work on your brand, come up with some strategy, help you do research, or do your ad creatives, reach out and let me know, and I'd be happy to sit down and talk to you about it. But other than that, follow the channel, and hope you guys have a great day. Until the next one.